Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the cabin.
Good luck brightening up this morning. 7 o'clock, Friday morning. Woo! Thunderstorm outside. Normally, only me and maybe a few other people awake at like 5:30 in the morning. Today, whole Yellowknife awake.
All together now.
Wasn't that quite the thing?
Wow. That was quite the crack.
We get the occasional electrical storm roll by, but I feel like that one was a direct hit.
Yeah, no kidding. If you were sleeping up until that point, you certainly weren't afterwards.
I mean, I'd been up for about 15 minutes when the real one... There was a thunder clap that absolutely shook the apartment. I can't recall often feeling like the bass from a thunderclap erupt out of the ground beneath me. But that, I looked out the window thinking, well, that could only have been about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to have taken out a tree outside my apartment because that was crazy.
Yeah, maybe. Did you look outside?
I did look outside.
Trees split in two?
Nothing on fire, nothing burning.
Okay.
It's kind of disappointed.
Well, expect something major out of that.
I thought maybe this is my time. Maybe this is the story I'm going to get to tell about, it struck a tree out. No, it didn't. It was probably like a kilometer away, but boy, oh boy.
Only a kilometer, though. I mean, that's still pretty close.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be checking the old forest fire charts this afternoon.
Yeah.
Just to see what's going on there, although at least it's wet at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it is wet across the NWT. The forecast everywhere is damp. So, wherever you are, make the most of it. This show is brought to you by the Old Town Ramble Ride. We got all the thunder and lightning out of the way. The forecast from now on, I'm sure, is absolutely glorious. We'll check in on that. Old Town Ramble Ride coming up all weekend long. Find out more across the rest of the show.
Mornings at the cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the cabin on your Friday morning heading into the long weekend. How exciting is that? Old Town Ramble Ride getting underway today. The Critical Mass Kickoff Bike Rally starts at Sombercay Park at 6 tonight. Dress your bike to impress and join everybody for a bike rally through downtown, ending at the Down to Earth Gallery. That is open to absolutely everybody. Then the kickoff concert at the Down to Earth Gallery starts at 6:30 with Ryan McCord and goes through the evening, and our very own Andrew Goodwin shall be emceeing there. So make sure you go check that out. Now, I have to hold everything at this point because we have an urgent question to ask you. Is the cabin radio dog a bad dog? Say it ain't so.
Yes, I hear clashing of things that sound like they're being pulled down by a puppy looking for food, so I'm just going to go check on that. I'll be right back.
Okay, you go check on that. And we already have some evidence from this morning's show, which is only 14 minutes old. We already have evidence that the cabin radio puppy is a bad puppy. Sarah, would you like to present the case for the prosecution?
Well, I would like to say that, yes, she is being a bad puppy.
That's what the prosecution is doing, yeah.
But is she being a bad puppy, or is she a bad puppy?
Ooh.
That's the question.
We'll get onto that.
We're trying to...
So first we're just talking about what happened this morning?
Yeah, because the broader question of, can she be redeemed, we will move on to. But first, let's hear the latest case.
Okay, so I walked in, set my toast down on the table.
The relatively high table.
Relatively high table, more like, higher than the normal table.
Yeah. Well, we know what your measurements from, yesterday's boulder conversation. Boulder's as big as a human! 3 feet.
I think there is one that is human size. If I was in, the fetal position, those rocks would be the same size as me.
Okay, let's try to keep you out of the fetal position. Carry on.
Yeah, set my toast down, was chatting with Ollie and Penny, reached up and grabbed the toast, did not hesitate, or trying to chew it down as fast as she could.
No,
bad puppy.
We had a full-on awkward Scott and awkward Ollie moment in the studio, just looking at each other as you were threatening to beat 7 bells out of the dog.
That was shocking.
Woo!
I didn't know what to make of that.
No.
It's what do we say?
Well, you tried to chase Penny out of the studio, and she went 4 feet, and then she turned around, she's like, yeah, she's done. She's got it out of her system. I'll come back now. I'm forgiven. And then she did that usual thing she does where she rolls over onto her back, shows you her belly, and says, look how contrite I am. Do you believe my contriteness? Am I forgiven? Well, I forgive me. And then gets on with her day.
Now, where's that toast?
Yeah. So this does bring us on then to the broader question. Is your dog a jerk face?
She can be sometimes, but I think most of the time she's a good puppy. But when it comes to garbage, She's a bad puppy.
She is a bad puppy when it comes to garbage.
I'm actually in the process of sending Scott a photo. So we had garbage cans all around the studio that didn't have lids on them for the longest time, and Penny saw this as a opportunity. Well, free feast.
Dog receptacles. There can be no other reason that they're putting all this stuff in these dog height containers for me, other than I'm supposed to eat them. Yeah,
and that she could arguably be blamed for.
Yeah, we could
She is still a dog after all.
I can get on board with her interpretation of those rules, despite the fact that we swore at her and yelled at her and chased her every time she went in the garbage. I can understand how she would, at a base level, still feel as though they were for her. So then what?
So we went to Canadian Tire. We bought some new garbage bins that had lids, kind of those like swinging ones. Hoping to keep the dog out. I think that lasted maybe 2 days. Ollie, what do you think?
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days. And then I heard a clash in Studio 1 where we are right now. I was sitting somewhere else. There was no one else really here. I came in and Penny is eating garbage with the lid hanging around her neck. That's the picture we're going to share with you guys.
Oh, thank you for documenting that. That is just a great picture. And yeah, we're going to put that up on the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page with a poll. Is Penny a bad dog? Yes or no? I don't know if we can add any other options there. Like it's kind of black and white. Is she a good dog? Yes or no?
I think this will strike at many people's perceptions of whether you can be redeemed in life and whether, if you are a criminal, does that make you a criminal for life? If your head got stuck in a garbage can lid once, does it mean that your head remains metaphorically in the garbage can lid for life? The nation shall decide. Head to the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page. Is the Cabin Radio dog a bad dog?
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Is Penny the Cabin Radio puppy a bad dog? What are the results saying so far? Let's cross to our election analyst, Scott Letkerman. Mr. Letkerman.
So far, it is looking very much in Penny's favor. We've got 83% saying no, Penny is not a bad dog, voting for the little halo picture of Penny. And 17% voting yes. And I will give full disclosure that 17% was all Mornings at the Cabin.
Understood. Let's cross now. We can speak live to a representative of the Bad Dog Party. Andrew Goodwin, thanks for joining us on the show. So far, early results not looking too good.
No. No, they're not. They're actually getting worse as I'm watching the votes come in here.
Well, they're getting better for Penny.
Better for Penny.
Yeah. I think she has manipulated our listenership to this point.
I would argue they're just getting more wrong.
There's a vote for yes.
Oh, yes, there we go.
We can be joined now by a representative from the Good Dog Party, Sarah Price. Sarah, there's an accusation here that maybe your party has lied to the electorate about the goodness of the dog.
I don't know. I think I said earlier that I agreed that she is a bad dog sometimes. So I would like to see the poll much in her favor that she's not a bad dog, but I won't be surprised.
Okay, some brutal honesty there from the Good Dog Party, essentially admitting that the candidate is a bad dog.
Well, I mean, such is the nature of politics, right? You just have to pretend you're a good dog.
Honestly, this has a lot of analogies to Brexit. Anyway, we move on. The real reason, AJ, that I got you in the studio is not actually to talk about the goodness or badness of the dog, which
seems to be a common trend.
Yeah, is to talk about this is Cabin Radio's month on the kitchen cleaning crew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. You're right. August 31st is the big cleaning day.
I'd like you'd be that excited.
Yeah.
Why are you so excited?
I just like... I like having the control over things.
Yes.
So when I see the kitchen and it's dirty, I go, well, I should clean this, but it's not my month. It's really someone else's responsibility. So then I'm conflicted. But August, I'm like, this is my month. I'm going to clean the beep out of this.
That's pretty considerate, because if there's others who have the same feelings as you and they want full control over their cleaning month, that would be like not very nice of you to take that away from them.
Exactly.
I completely understand.
Exactly. Or if I clean up, they go, oh, did I not do a good job? No, you did a good job. I want to clean this part more.
Right. Yeah.
I have never wanted full control over my cleaning month. I would just like to point that out. If anybody ever wants to assume control, exert control, be controlling over my cleaning month, you go for it.
It wouldn't bother you at all if it was your cleaning month and someone else had come in and clearly cleaned. You wouldn't be like, now I feel like a jerk because I was clearly not doing my part.
Sure didn't last time it was Cabin Radio's cleaning month.
That's because I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was ours. Yeah,
I see.
I was more than happy to do it.
I did not miss a beat.
And this is why we're a functioning team.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything in this team. I will say I was reminded of this because I went into the kitchen briefly this morning to grab a glass of water before the show started.
Yes.
And of course there is the great big poster entitled Kitchen Cleaning Crew.
Yes.
Every word spelt with a K. That's super awkward when you look at the acronym.
Cute intentions,
Yeah.
not great results.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We have a white supremacist kitchen cleaning notice, and it's a little odd. I'd like to point out nobody from Cabin Radio put that poster there. Whoever did in this building clearly meant it with the nicest of intentions to be all cutesy and like, yay, we're a kitchen cleaning crew.
Well, we like to think.
Don't use Ks.
We did voluntarily sign up, though.
We did sign up,
that's
but
true.
I would like to point out we signed up to clean the kitchen. We did not sign up for anything that just happened to have 3 Ks in a row.
Acronyms aside, we're just cleaning the kitchen.
Okay. You wouldn't think that this would be an issue when it came to the kitchen cleaning, right?
No.
But here we are.
Here we are.
How could that become controversial?
Right. Is Cabin Radio a bad radio station? Vote now on the Mornings at the Cabin page. AJ, we're so pleased to have somebody around who is ready to take on August Kitchen Cleaning Month.
The pleasure's all mine. I can't wait.
Scenes from the cabin.
Could I interest you in some pie?
No, ma'am, but that barbecue sure smells good.
Best damn barbecue in the state of Alabama. Here you go. That's your 4th one today. I swear you're about to eat up all my barbecue.
Sit down. Now, you ain't fooling me, girly girl. I know who you are. I heard from Bennett's hired hand that you threatened to kill Frank. Now, he ain't shown up dead yet, but if he does, you in a whole mess of trouble, you understand? What we talking about is murder here, running afoul of the law, and nobody gets away with that. Not even a bunch of Alabama smart alecks. If I find so much of a hair of his head, I'll arrest you faster than you could slap a tick. 'Cause I am the law, and you can't beat the law.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guest to mailbox at cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including Zehabesha, Main Street Pizza, The Woodyard Eatery, Copper House Restaurant, and Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
We have a packed weekend ahead of us across the NWT. A paddle fest happening on the Slave River outside Fort Smith, and up here in Yellowknife, the Old Town Ramble and Ride. And we can speak to Emily from the Old Town Ramble and Ride, who is on the phone right now. Hey, Emily, how's it going?
Hello, good morning. It's going great. How are you?
Not too bad. How damp is it this morning over there? Did you get woken up by the thunder at about 5:30 like me?
Yes, the thunder and the pump out, the normal Friday pump out.
Ah,
so,
the
that's the thing.
sounds
If you're down in Old Town, you know what that is.
The
so.
summer sounds of Yellowknife. Yes, excellent. So you've got a whole bunch planned for the Old Town Ramble and Ride this weekend. Let's start with today. Give us a little bit of an insight into what we've got coming up to kick things off today.
Yeah, so today's first it starts off, I know the weather is looking a little shady right now, but I've been looking at it and following it, and it looks like it's going to clear up just in time for the Friday kickoff concert. But first is the Critical Mass kickoff bike rally, and that's happening at 6 o'clock at Samba Park. So everyone is invited to bring their bikes, dress them up, you can decorate them, families, kids, everyone welcome, and you just all meet there, and then it's kind of a little drive around downtown, all through the streets, a little bit of a tour, super easy, and then it ends coming all down the hill at Down to Earth Gallery for an evening of music, and it's free. There's free coffee and ice cream, and also some sapsucker ice cream available on site, and there'll be 4 musical acts tonight, including Ryan McCord, our special guest, the Junkyard Symphony, Andrea Betker, and then George Tekaro and the Don't Give Up Your Day Job Band.
It's always a good sign when the
name.
band is called that. Yeah,
That's
absolutely. Just while we've got you, Emily, I have to ask, I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to the rest of the show. I don't know if you even know of Penny, the Cabin Radio puppy. Are dogs allowed to come hang out at the Old Town Ramble and Ride?
Absolutely. It's totally in the spirit of Ramble and Ride. We've got lots of Old Town dogs that kind of roam around down here, really, friendly ones. So as long as your dog is friendly and good with, other dog and little people and all that, then we encourage, it's Ramble and Ride, the in the spirit of Ramble and Ride, kind of what it was called is to ramble, like walk, dance, roll down the hill, or ride your bike and try to leave your car at home. It's not necessary. We do have a parking lot at the bottom of the hill, but we do want people to kind of in the theme of being environmentally friendly and, also just less congestion from cars down here because it's a street festival and it's a big street party, is to, just kind of find other means of transportation, including the city is providing free transportation today and tomorrow. So you can even park uptown and catch a bus down or, just ride your bike or put on your rain boots and just come on down the hill.
All right, Emily, I just wanted to clarify because, in the spirit of Old Town, having dogs on site, I just want to know, are leashes allowed or are they strictly prohibited?
They are allowed and even encouraged depending on the dog and if your dog is who they are, but there's definitely some dogs who aren't on leashes. It's because they're incredibly well behaved and trained and all that. So it's if you do see a dog not on a leash, it's usually because they've kind of got their own business going on and they got somewhere to go and somewhere to be. So
you're in their neighborhood.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right, Emily.
Hope they don't get any of them in trouble.
No kidding. So let's look at the weekend. What's your highlight of everything that you've got coming up on Saturday and Sunday?
Oh my goodness. So everything, it's really hard to kind of pinpoint one thing because we've got 4 different music stages and we've got lots of different arts events. So just kind of to gloss over it a little bit, we've got the stage at the Yvonne Quick Memorial Wharf. That's like the government dock there. And there's a bunch of acts going on there. We've also got the Down to Earth Gallery stage. We've got the Old Town Glassworks stage. And then there is the cultural stage, which is a new feature we've had for the last couple of years. But it's starting off first thing in the morning at 11:15 with traditional drumming by the Dene Dance and stories by the Dene drummers. And then it's followed by Feeding the Fire ceremony with Sarah Cleary. And there at that location, we also have fiddle performances and taiko drumming, and then a Junkyard Symphony French workshop later in the day there. We've got a children's area, the Bouncing Moose at the Dancing Moose Cafe. And there's going to be a bouncy castle and all kinds of, crafts and performers and DJs. And that's kind of an exciting thing. I'm sure some of the crowd might remember DJ Sammy and Kylo November. They were playing at Folk on the Rocks as well, and they'll be doing a couple of stints there on Saturday and Sunday at the kids area and the Bouncing Moose. That's going to be super fun, kind of little party there. And then there's the Trashformation Art Show, which is happening in the Bromley Yard. So it's Trash Reimagined. It's going to be over like 20 pieces of really beautiful, cool trash pieces.
All right, Penny has just signed up for that. I'm just watching our dog. The Cabin Radio dog has just signed up for Trash Reimagined. That is her speciality.
Ears just perked right up there.
Yep. She's down for it.
Excellent. That's great. And then we're also having, there's going to be a Mad Trapper escape room happening down here as well. YK Art is... they're having their NWT art gallery. It's going to be the first time they're debuting it, like over the weekend. We're going to have public painting, and there's workshops, there's float-plane tours, there's all kinds of stuff going down here.
No kidding. And it's all on the website. You go to oldtownyk.com, and people just roll on up, right, Emily? I mean, you got a ton of stuff going on, but people just head on down and get involved. Is that what works?
Yeah, it's a free event. So you can kind of come at your leisure and look at the schedule and plan it. I mean, because there's a lot of music going on, you can kind of like pick out your favorite acts and plan it accordingly. There's also another really fun thing happening is the Passport to Old Town. And what that is you collect your passport. So it's a little piece of paper that you collect stamps on one side and go to participating businesses, get a stamp, and you enter to win a prize worth over $3,000 of gift cards to Old Town businesses. So it's essentially like a big shopping spree where you can eat, shop, play, and stay, and every business has donated a $200 gift certificate or more. And so you can essentially eat at all the restaurants, you can stay in a cabin down here, you can go on tours, you can go on float plane tours and shop, and it's just like, whether you want to use it yourself or bring a family member, it's over $3,000 to just like totally splurge and just have a great time. And that's like the first time we've done this specific prize. In the past we've done a diamond, but this one we're just like kind of eureka moment. This is going to be so exciting for just someone to be able to totally go on a shopping spree around here. So, yeah, that'll be the grand prize for that. And then a couple of kind of second and third little prizes that, just, kind of a buffer there. But, yeah, the grand prize is the over $3,000 gift card pack. So that'll be fun.
Okay. Emily, thank you so much for all of that. We hope it all goes incredibly well. If anyone needs to check out any of that again, there was a whole bunch of information there. oldtownyk.com. Emily, we hope it is a dry and fantastic weekend for you.
Thank you so much. And yes, I ordered good weather, and it looks like it's on its way. So it should be great.
That's what we like to hear. Emily, thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Bye. That is Emily Smits from Old Town Ramble Ride. We got Paddle Fest going on as well. It is a packed weekend, Mr. Leckerman. We've got so much going on, and you are, of course, on your first ever Hidden Lake voyage coming up.
Not taking advantage of any of the festivities of the territory, just doing our own thing.
But that's all right, because now you got Hidden Lake to yourself.
That's right. Add that to the resume.
There you go. We're going to find out from you next week how that went. I can't wait to hear about the portaging, which I know was an issue earlier on in the week. I'm looking forward to getting a report back on that.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a nightmare.
Oh, that's exciting.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
You are tuned to Mornings at the Cabin. Now, before we go today, let's check in with the next band due to play YK Rocks. You may remember Grapes of Wrath came up a little bit earlier in the year. We had a memorable old time with them. We headed out to Prelude Lake and filmed them at the fishing derby, and their hands got quite cold, but it all ended out okay in the end. Well, this time we decided maybe let's stay a little bit warmer this time around. It's summer in Yellowknife. You should be entitled to at least 15 degrees. So we invited this band, the Lucky Ones, to come hang out with me in studio yesterday afternoon. Here is that interview. We have more live music coming up here in Yellowknife. YK Rocks is into, I think this is its second big production at this rate. And the Lucky Ones who get to play are the Lucky Ones, who happen to be from Yukon. Now, I was going to say Whitehorse, and then I paused a little bit because, Ryan, it's not quite as simple as that, is it? Ryan, introduce yourself. I've introduced the guys that we have in studio here.
All right. Well, I'm Ryan James West, and I live in Old Crow, Yukon, and sitting to my left in Radio Land there is Jerome Belanger, and he's our upright big bowl fiddle player there. And on the little fiddle, it's Kieran Poyle. And, we are a Yukon band. We're kind of spread all over, and but we come together to make wonderful music, and we're happy to be here in Yellowknife. It's our first time, and we're happy to play music for y'all.
Give us a sense of that music, first of all. I know you're on the mandolin over there. Now, what kind of music, what kind of experience do people get when they see your show?
A real authentic, genuine experience. We're really inspired and raised kind of country music, bluegrass, old-time stuff, seeped in tradition. But we kind of... I don't know. It's a genre within a genre. We don't necessarily play country. We don't necessarily play bluegrass. We don't necessarily play old time, but kind of all that wrapped up together and kind of wear our hearts on our sleeves and let it go where it wants to take us. Eh?
Yeah, I think we definitely have influences from all those genres, but at the same time, I think either we bundle them up and make something new, or we throw them all out the window and make something new. You know, who cares really what it is? But it's sort of country, I'd say, for sure.
Okay. Jerome, that was you just speaking there. So,
yes.
You all right there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, just careful on the old table.
My bad.
So Jerome.
Yes.
Give us a little sense of how you guys came together as a group.
Well, I think the Lucky Ones are actually together before I even got in there, but it's just been kind of a series of bar gigs in Whitehorse and friends jamming and getting together, picking some tunes. And
a number of failed projects, not necessarily failed, but and then kind of we amalgamated all those failed projects and brought it together for something new, and that could be polished and packaged and take on the road, and that's what we're doing. And we released our first album just last November. We recorded it in St. Paul's Anglican Church in Dawson City, Yukon. And we're just touring it right now. And Jerome, the band has kind of been mixing and molding and coming into itself over the last couple of years. But then we kicked out the people that needed to be kicked out. We brought in the people that needed to be brought in. And,
it sounds like there's drama going on here.
Yeah. Well,
these are the days of our lives.
You get the best of each world you encounter, right? Just pick whatever the best is. You know? Just keep at it with that.
Okay, Kieran over there.
Speaking of the best.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh. Well, that was smooth. That was smooth. How did you? It sounds like this band has evolved in stages. Where did you come into the picture, Kieran?
I came in to do the album with these guys last year in last summer in Dawson City,
Okay.
And I was invited to play the fiddle because I think their regular fiddle player wasn't around at the time. So I was invited to come in, and I played a few tunes in the St. Paul's Anglican Church. That was good times.
What was the experience like of joining up with these guys for the first time and playing with them? Because it sounds like there's a lot going on here.
I didn't know the situation, but I don't know. I did the tunes, and it was a fun time. And I was kind of not privy to anything that had gone on before. But I mean,
but here you are now.
And he's on the road, so you know,
and it's smooth sailing now, right? We got how many? You guys are normally like a 6-piece, and there's 4 in town here. How's it working?
Normally a 6-piece, upright, a couple of guitars, mandolin, fiddle, banjo. But there's 4 of us here now, and 3 of us here right now. And, so kind of that's the way it works when, we have kind of being from all over the Yukon, and Kieran's going to school in Montreal and stuff, so we can't always be together all the time.
For sure.
But we learn how to mix and match and stuff, and we can put old Jerome on the mandolin if I'm not there. And,
we can
JD can pick up the bass,
and also we got a pool of friends and musicians along the way that we can drag along if we need some extra help. We've been lucky enough to have our friend Ryan McNally join us on the banjo. That was fun.
He was just up here in Yellowknife playing Folk on the Rocks.
Playing our very own stage. Played the cabin stage at Folk on the Rocks.
There you go. So he's our banjo player actually, and he joined us at Kluane Mountain Bluegrass Festival. Then last weekend or the weekend before in Dawson, and just kind of Kieran didn't know what he was getting involved with, and then all of a sudden it's you're in the band, bud. And here we are in Yellowknife.
Have you played Yellowknife before?
Nope. As I told you, this is my first time in town.
Okay, so here we are. Where do we get to see you?
Well, where are they going to see us there, Kieran?
I think we're playing an open mic tonight at the Gold Range, but the bigger show is tomorrow night at the Black Night / Top Night.
Yeah, just the top of the Black Night.
That's right.
Top of the Black Night.
With YK Productions, and we would like to say thank you to our good friends at Aaron North, because they've been helping us fly around this beautiful country. And after Yellowknife, we're going to fly to Ottawa, and then we're in Ottawa or Ontario for 3 weeks. And thanks, Aaron North.
They are the lucky ones. You can catch them Friday night at Top Night as part of YK Rocks. Ryan, Jerome, Kieran, thanks for coming in.
Hey, nice to meet you, Ollie. Cheers.
That was the lucky ones speaking to me yesterday afternoon. They are playing Top Night tonight. Enjoy that if you are around. Meanwhile, I'm going to hit the road. I am heading on down to Paddlefest. If you are in Fort Smith, come say hello at Paddlefest all weekend long. Really looking forward to seeing you. Might even consider doing a little paddling. We will see. I might have to paddle there if this rain keeps up.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.